Perfect. Perfect. Welcome to Dirty Fanatics United.
Falcon fans, Falcon Nation, Dirty Fanatics United is coming at you live on a Tuesday night. It is episode 95 here, coming at you live. It's me and the boys, as always. I'm your host, C Money, followed by my guy, Cody Keeler, and my guy, Mr. Robert. Philip will be here shortly, out doing duties. Philip doing big things here for the podcast. Falcon fans, hit that like button. Leave a subscribe if you haven't already, man. We talking Falcon football. Cody, Robert, man, what's going on before we get this Falcon football week 3 recap talk here, and then we follow over into hashtag hate week here on DFU. Cody, talk to me.
Yeah, man, I say it's been a nice day off. Been able to kind of relax, kind of get the voice back after Sunday night football. So it's been a good day so far, man. I say it's always good to be off on a Tuesday and then get to sit down and talk Falcon football with you, gentlemen.
Absolutely, man. Tough loss in the bin Sunday night, Cody, but I think we'll get to that. We will definitely get into this. But, Cody, what a game, man. What a game. You was there to experience it in live, in the flesh. Cody, in the bins. Definitely going to get your reaction and what you thought about that night. Mr. Robert, what's going on, man? Shout out to EQRC in the chat. First one in the comment section. Hello, Falcon fans. Mr. Robert, what's going on, man? How we doing?
Hanging in there and still a little bit heartsick about the loss on Sunday night, but hey, we played a good game. We were solid. We had our chances. I normally don't do this publicly, but yeah, the Zebras did help the Chiefs out, is what it is. They're the new media darlings. But, got a big week coming up.
Show, refereeing or bad decision making, episode 95. Robert, a lot of Falcon fans could agree with what you just said here on the podcast, and I myself am still very, very sour about the whole situation. But, now I'm like, forget week 3. It's hate week, baby. We got a big task. And as I posted on Facebook, the NFC South race begins Sunday. And then guess what, guys? It comes straight through Atlanta. It comes right through Atlanta with the Panthers, the Bucks. Back to back to back, you have divisional games, and this is where you can really solidify the NFC South is yours, and you can put all the doubters away and just play football because now you got holds and reins of the NFC South. Cody, Mr. Robert, we're going to get to you too as well. Cody, experience Sunday, brother. You're in the bins. I know the adrenaline's pumping. I know it's fire. It's a Sunday night game. It's primetime, back-to-back primetime games. Cody, take me through it, brother, from the time you showed up to the time you went into the bin.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, we got there 2 hours early, got in line early because we knew it was going to be busy, especially being a Sunday night game, man. I'll be 100% honest. When we were standing there in line, an awful lot of Kansas City Chief jerseys, man, a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And there for a while, I was thinking, oh, great, here we go again. Another home game. We're going to feel like we're away. And you get in the bins, man, it's a lot of the same. You get in there, you see a lot of those red and yellow jerseys, and I'm thinking, here we go. So, we get where we're standing there, kind of where the rowdy crowd is, because obviously they'll toss me out if I was sitting in my seat. So I have to go stand where all the rowdy people are at. But so anyways, we get there, again, just to see red and yellow. Now you did see a lot of Falcon fans sprinkled in there. What was really concerning, man, to be 100% honest with you, was when we get into the national anthem, and would they get to the part of home of the, and you just hear the Chiefs. It was loud, and I'm thinking this is some serious bad news. I was thinking we're going to be drowned out the whole game. It's going to be awful. And then I tell you what, the Falcon fans showed up because offense was on the field. It was, it wasn't quiet, but, it was quiet enough to where Kirk's not sitting here doing this crap like he's normal, like he did when the Steelers are in.
Like we did week 1. Yeah.
Exactly. So that looked really good throughout the whole game. And I really think it was a lot for that touchdown, like bam, right there, Drake London on that first drive that really took the Chiefs fans and because I think what they were all thinking is, we're coming here to Atlanta, we're going to blow them out of their house, we're going to make it our house. And then that happens, and all the Chiefs fans that, were kind of standing around and kind of looked at each other and kind of gave you the, oh shit, this team's for real. Like, this isn't going to be a dog, this isn't going to be a walk in the park. We're in for a fight. And so, as the game went on, man, shout out to Falcon fans, man. I called them out week 1, not being there, not being loud, and stuff like that. And this week, man, showed up. They were in their seats. They were fired up all game long. It was never quiet. My voice is still kind of raspy from Sunday night. I'm sure a lot of people still feeling the same way. But, man, it felt like, as much as I hated the loss, as much as I'm still not okay with the loss, the way the team played and the way that the Falcon fans showed up and showed out, and then, even leaving, Falcon fans, this was the first time I think I've ever been at the Benz and we've lost a game and people weren't hanging their heads for a change, because I think people are starting to see that, hey, yeah, we just lost to defending champions, back-to-back champions. Yes, we got screwed by the referees several times that, I really feel like, changed the outcome of that game. I'm like Robert, I'm never going to sit here and blame the officiating. But Sunday night, they were horrific. Now, they did make up some calls, but they were egregious on the Chiefs' part. Nothing was more egregious than a no call PI, but they kind of made it up to us with, giving us 3 calls there towards the end, which was nice. But man, like I say, I think this is the first time that, I left not okay with the loss.
Down the field there, Cody, that drive.
Right. And just people still engaged, people not leaving early like normal. Normally they're headed out, 4 or 5 minutes left to go. People stayed. And that was so refreshing to see from the Falcon fan base. But again, not happy with the loss at all. I'm not going to sit there, but that's the first time I think I've ever walked out of the Benz after a loss and been like, we're still okay. There's no that defeated feeling, that defeated feeling that we all get, we've all been to the Falcon Stadium and seen them lose and walked out.
It's all going down. Yeah, it's
right.
all bad news.
None of that Sunday. I think everybody knows, hey, this team is special. So, but that was about it, man.
Absolutely. Cody, you speaking about, the game and walking out the bench feeling okay. We talked about it here on the podcast. If you could make it through this rough stint of the schedule, these first 3 games, you could make it by at least even, or the first 4 games, you could come out 2-2. So Cody, we're going to get more in depth in that tonight, but I think the Falcons could come away 2-2, and we'll explain why here tonight. Robert, break it down, brother. All the way from opening drive to what you've seen was good, what happened at halftime. Break the whole game down into a good 5-minute, 5-minute section right here. Let me know what you've seen Sunday in the Benz, where it all went wrong and where it all went right.
Well, there were a lot of positives. The one positive that really stood out to me was the play of Darnell Mooney. Yes. He was making plays. He was getting open. Those wide receiver screens, which I'd like to see more of. Of course, the Chiefs did get wise to it later in the game. The kid's explosive. Ray McLeod. Another botched call that the officials had was the face mask. He might have took it to the house if that face mask hadn't shifted his momentum out of bounds. Kirk's decision making was pretty good. It was good to see Drake London get that opening touchdown. Good to see Bijan find the end zone. And on a negative note, of course, obviously the touchdown drive in the second half, that the defense just looked sluggish. I don't know what was going on there. And of course, the 4th and inches that put the game away. And I'm not going to point the finger at Zach Robinson. He's a new offensive coordinator.
Robert, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Robert, I read on that specific thing that you're speaking on. That call was an audible at line by Kirk Cousins.
Okay. I didn't see that, but if that was an audible, then
that's what Myles Garrett from Fox News said that. He spoke to Bijan Robinson in a report, and Bijan Robinson said that call was an audible that Kirk Cousins called at the line. So,
okay.
Yes, it's a very questionable audible there. But go ahead, Robert.
But yeah, that last play, my personal opinion was, give it to Tyler, let him run it up the middle, keep the game going. And in all honesty, we shouldn't have even been in that situation where we had to go for it on 4th and inches. I mean, but goes back to what we all know about, what we're all thinking, but it is what it is. We got to put this behind us. It's bitter. It's bitter defeat. We're 0-2 at home, which, that kind of sticks in my craw a little bit, but we got to get that first home win against some Swamp Rats this weekend.
Yeah,
and we come away the first 4 games 2-2. We'll be fine.
Yep. Absolutely, Robert. I agree 100%. When Avitz gets here, Mr. Phillip, we'll get his breakdown on what happened Sunday. Because I'm sure Phillip's got a lot to talk about when it comes to these Falcons. Die hard, Dirty Bird. Mr. Avitz is. He's one of the most diehards I've ever known, brother. But Falcon fans, Sunday in the bins, man. Sunday in the bins. The Atlanta Falcons came out and looked freaking great. First drive, set a tone. I believe the Kansas City Chiefs won the coin toss. They deferred. The Falcons get the ball first. We take the field. Kirk Cousins says, give me the ball first drive every game because we're going to put 7 up on the board. And he did it very nicely with the fake screen route. Drake does the wheel route right there on the edge. Wide open, Drake London for 7. Okay. I'm talking to the family in the living room. We moving the football, guys. This is going to be a nice game. We're going to put up points this game. Second drive comes around. Your defense stands tall. Justin Simmons with the interception in the red zone.
Yes.
Takes it away. The crowd goes crazy. I'm 3 beer deep. I'm loving it right now. Life is good. We're playing with the Kansas City Chiefs on primetime. And then it's just like after the interception, we could not capitalize. You go out there, you get a first down, and then you go 3 and out after that first down off of the interception. Guys, we talked about it too many times last season of why you could not finish games because you're not capitalizing on your turnovers. You've got to capitalize off those turnovers, no matter if it's a 3. I'll take a 3 on a turnover. Just give me points off of a turnover because as a defender, as a defense, that's it kind of discourages you after you gave the ball back to the offense and they went out there and gave you a first down and then a 3 and out. After halftime, defense looked lost. I hate to say it, but after halftime, that first drive, defense did not look too great. Started getting their act back together towards the end of the game, which they gave you that game-stopping stop when it was like 4 minutes left on the clock. Falcon fans were worried. At the time, if the Chiefs drove down the field and put a field goal up, the game's over. But the Falcons defense makes a big stop, gets the ball back to Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins drives the field. The referees finally give you some penalties to kind of help you out on this last game-winning drive. Those flags, those penalties were critical in the game drive because there were situations that we were getting pushed behind the ball, and then a flag came in for unnecessary roughness on or roughing the passer, I believe it was. Yeah. One of them was first down, 15-yard penalty. Move the chains. Falcon fans, you're looking like you're going to score. You're looking like you're going to go win this game. All right. So I think I've skipped a drive here, but there's one drive particularly that I want to talk about. The drive that you had the opportunity to take a field goal, bring it within a 3-point game. You bring it within a 3-point game, or you take the gamble and you go for it here, and you continue on. Your team's going to win the game in the last drive with the touchdown. But if we go back to that first field goal, if you take that first field goal that you did not convert on, you're sitting at a 3-point game. You come on this last drive, you could have kicked the field goal there because it would have been, I think it was 2 points that they would have been up at the time. So then you take your field goal there and you're up a point, the game's over with. So Falcon fans on Twitter were talking about this. So we're going to talk about it here on the podcast because Falcon fans some are irate about the decision to go for it. fans as in me, I'm in the situation where I'm like, this is a new head coach. This is a new young offensive coordinator. They are playing against a guy that's won MVP in this league, a guy that's won back-to-back championships. You have a young defense. You have a defense that ranks last in total sacks since week 1. And you're going to get the ball back to Patrick Mahomes after a field goal? Or are you going to go and gamble and take the shot at the 7 points? Yes, granted, the 7-point gamble did not play out in our aspect. Raheem talked about it in the interview. He should have took the 3. He said it himself. He said maybe these are things you come back, you think on, you look at it the next day, you figure out what you did wrong, and you move on to the next week, because that's what you have to do in the NFL. Cody, we just spoke about it before we went live. It's already week 4 now here in the NFL, and it seemed like it was a year before football started. Now you're almost halfway through it.
Yep.
Falcons have found an identity, I think, now throughout these 3 weeks. They go up against a tough opponent here, week 4. We have to be honest. The Swampers had something special going there week 1 and week 2, and then Philadelphia rolls to town, a team with a good defense, red zone defense. It was a low-scoring game, but I'm happy to say our Atlanta Falcons put up 22 points against that defense. That's over 8 points more than what the New Orleans Saints was able to score on that defense. So I think this offense can be explosive. But, Cody, Robert, before I get off of topic here, do you take the field goal and then hope on your defense to make the stop, and then you go down there and you win the game with the game-winning field goal? Or do you take the gamble as we did last night? I mean, obviously, neither way is 100% guaranteed. You can have a blocked field goal. Who could pull it? Anything could happen during a field goal. A bad set, a bad height. Anything could happen here. Cody, do you take the field goal chance and get the defensive stop, or do you take the touchdown gamble? What do you do here, Cody? Phil, Cody, Robert, we got a guy here in the lobby. I don't know if I pulled up. He pulled up in a Mustang and he's a coated wax job, and he's on low tread right now. Guys, Avis is in the chat. Avis, aka Mr.
Hey, there he is.
Right, Philip, where's the new tee at?
Oh, look at that.
Ooh,
Hold up, cuz.
Jeez,
Oh, yeah.
That thing tough. That thing hard. Where'd you get it? Philip, before we get to that, man, shout outs, bro. What's been going on, man? We've been talking Falcon football here, obviously recapping. We just got done giving our experience here of, week 3 against the Kansas City Chiefs. What was your feeling about it from first quarter? You can go drives like I just did, or you can just give me a summary, but start from the top.
First quarter, looking into it, first drive, boom, what a bang. It was just like boom, 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 and it was fast. Drake for a touchdown. I went off the wall. I gave you a little dance. Mama sent you a little dance of me. I was having a good time. And then let's see. I was thinking, okay, we could take them. This is our game. I was confident from the beginning, but I still had a little anxious. I was just a little nervous.
Yeah, it's the Chiefs, dude. It's the Kansas City Chiefs.
It was a big game, and I wanted this game. Closer we got, we started slugging down. I started getting a little, no, I wouldn't say tired, but
we're gonna look at the number. We'll look at the numbers here in a minute, but there was a major fall after halftime. But yeah,
there was. Continue. And then the closer we got, we started putting more fight. We got a little bit more fight in us, I guess, at the very end, but it just didn't turn out like the way we wanted. And then here comes the 4th and inches. I'm not even gonna get on about the penalty. I done said all over social media how I felt about it.
Yeah,
and I feel
as
like
we all do.
It just feels like people are saying, just take your 3, this and that, the other. To me, it just feels like you're wanting to settle for less.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like you're okay with them getting by with what they did. It's not okay. It is.
Yeah, it's not okay. As a Falcons
we
fan,
played a good game though.
Because...
We still put everybody on notice. But speaking on this, it was 4th and inches. It was a good call. I rewatched the play several times. The thing I did notice, Tyler Algier went to double team the O lineman instead of picking up the linebacker. That was what failed. And then
what I think happened, Philip, on that particular play where you're talking about, I've seen the play as well with Tyler Algier missing the block. I think he got lost. I think Bolt got lost in the backfield. I don't think Tyler Algier ever seen him. Because if you go back and watch it, he's pretty disguised behind that center when it starts off. He's in the middle of the field.
Right.
Damn near in the middle of the field. And then as the play progresses to the left, I mean, Tyler Algier's decent height. I got to pull up the specs, but I don't think he's even 6 foot.
Which I'm not complaining that he missed the block because he never, he doesn't have those moments where he messes up with anything really. I do feel like we should have banned him on that drive.
I put it like this: you cannot hate on Tyler Algier because the man had over 7 less carries. Let's see, 9 less carries than Bijan, and he had a yard more than what Bijan had on the ground. Tyler Algier should be on that football field. Philip, continue on, bro. You're talking about the 4th and 1.
But yeah, it was 14 inches. It happened the way it did. It's not a bad call. It really wasn't. It was Kirk that, called it, obviously, and it wasn't a bad call because we ran that same play on them earlier, like the very beginning drive, and ran it down their throats. It was just, certain defense that you're running, you're expecting a run, and of course they're going to be there blitzing and everything else. So, that's just the way the game ended. I was a little upset about it, but we go for our 3-week war this, just coming up month. So
yes, sir.
Bring all of them on. I'm ready for them all. We put everybody on notice. We held with the 2 back-to-back winning champions. Hey, we can take them. I'm not scared. Bring them.
And Philip, don't forget, you faced the previous MVP, not last year's MVP, but a previous MVP here in a quarterback of Patrick Mahomes that had nothing but high praise here for these Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, but before we get to that, man, there's a lot of comments here in the comment section. Shout out to EQRC in the chat. Rise up. Shout out to Mama in the chat. Rise up, DB4L. You already know it. Shout out to my guy Wallace Smith in the chat. Said, what's good, fam? Wallace, glad to have you here tonight, brother. Hit that like button. Cheats Gaming in the chat. So let's go, fellas. Keep grinding. I love it. Hey, we appreciate it, man. Hit that like button. Appreciate the comment. Glad to have you here for the view. Rise up, baby. Falcon fans, we are talking Falcon football, man. Hit that subscribe button. Send to a Falcon friend. Philip, Cody, Robert, Patrick Mahomes speaks on in an interview. They asked, what did he think about these Atlanta Falcons that he faced? And Patrick Mahomes answered with, this is a team that's young with new pieces. And this is a team that is still getting together that he believes will do so throughout the season and is going to make a lot of noise this year. Philip, Cody, Robert, y'all's thoughts on the previous MVP, 2-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Super Bowl champion, I believe it is, Patrick Mahomes. What do you guys think about that comment?
Yeah, no, it's huge praise for our Falcons, man. Now, he should be thanking the referees, too, a little bit there because they absolutely bailed his ass out. Man, it's good to hear that. Like I say, I think it's one of those things is like, it's always good to hear that when you hear it coming from somebody who plays at such an elite level like Patrick Mahomes does, man. It's still one of those things, man. Is it just, again, we played so well and it just feels like that should have been in W, and it's just no moral victories on my part, man. And that's the hard part. Is it's great to hear that, but at the same time, it's just like we should have won. We should have beat y'all. Right. And kind of going back to, whether we should have taken the field goal or, gone for that 7. I really think it was a smart decision to go for it because, again, it was something that we talked about before, the game Sunday was keeping Patrick Mahomes off the field and keep him on the sidelines. And we didn't do that. Again, it was – I think they dominated time of possession. I think in the second,
like a whole 20 minutes more. I believe
20. Yeah, I think it was like the last 2 quarters. It was like 29 minutes and some change to our like 15 or something like that. Whatever it would have been. I mean, it was pretty rough. But I think Coach made the right decision. I think Kurt made the right decision. Like you said, Chase, you can't hate on Tyler Algier. He's a running back. He's not a fullback. And I guarantee you they run that play, 10 more times, he gets that block. He sees that guy. I think you're right. I think he was just disguised well enough that it just didn't turn out in our favor. But
that's a lot on the line there, Cody, for a running back to make a big block here to games on the line, second-year player. Well, second or third? But
third year because this is Bijan's second. So
it's crazy. Yeah, it's his third year, man. That's wild.
It's hard to believe, but I was honestly kind of thinking is like maybe they need to switch those roles because, Jesus, Bijan has become such a little. He has blown people up. I can't remember which play it was, but Bijan comes around and just absolutely. I mean, he didn't level the guy, but I mean, he smacks him right in the chest, dude.
Yeah, Nolan Smith from Georgia.
Yeah, and it turned out to be a huge play by Bijan, and people are, thinking I'm crazy because I think it was Tyler when he went on that big run that he had made that block. I'm sitting there screaming, "Hey, boy, Bijan!" Everybody's like, "He didn't run the ball." It's like, no, but did you see him get out there, go second level, and put, out physical a dude that's twice his size?
Mm-hmm.
So. Again, I can't hate on the decision. I think it was the right one. It was going to bleed clock. It was going to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field, man. And it's one of those things, as far as like not taking the first field goal, is hindsight's 20/20, guys. I mean, because we could have kicked that field goal and then the Chiefs could have taken the ball, from where they were instead of being so deep in their territory.
Exactly.
If they start on the 25-30 yard line and march it right back down. So
because that puts your defense in a good position there, and they gave you that ball back initially to go win the game. So yeah, 100%. So Cody spitting the facts here on the podcast as always, man. Hit that like button, leave a subscribe. Robert, going back to the 4th and 1, or the field goal before the 4th and 1, do you take that field goal or do you take the opportunity here to gamble and go for it on 4th down and take that touchdown?
I think that either decision was the right decision. And I know that sounds weird, but by going for it, you're Raheem showing that he has confidence in the offense to keep the drive going. If he would have taken the field goal and the field goal was good, then that would have been a confidence booster to the defense saying, I believe in you. I believe you'll stop Patrick Mahomes. I believe that you'll get the ball back, get us in range again. So I would have been happy either way. I mean, like I said, hindsight's 20/20. If we kick the field goal there and things pan out, we get the ball back. Yeah, we win the game. Or, at least we put ourselves in a better position where we didn't have to go the length of the field and get in the end zone. But I'm not upset by the call. Raheem and the coaching staff did what they thought was right. And sometimes gambles just don't pay off.
Absolutely, man. I agree with Robert and Cody. Phillip, 4th and 1 situation. Obviously, you've expressed a lot about it today on social media. Phillip is DFU's social media analyst, if you guys didn't know. Phillip is the one and Cody. Cody comes through with a lot of news and updates with the Falcons. But Phillip, man, he stays on the social media. Phillip, 4th and 1. Would you have went for it? My bad, not the 4th and 1. I keep wanting to go back to the 4th and 1. You had to go for it at that point. But the field goal, Phillip, before fans were saying you should have took your field goal,
even 3 or something like that.
Yeah, NFL analysis are coming out saying you should have took it, yada, yada, yada. Phillip, would you have took the field goal? Would you have took the gamble for the touchdown? You've heard Cody and Mr. Robert's side of the story. Either way was a gamble. Nothing's guaranteed here in the NFL. Phillip, what would you have done, brother? And this is really just a topic to get some of the hate off for Raheem Morris, our new head coach, man. Give him some time. It's week 3 here in the NFL, Falcon fans.
Which is a perfect way that you said that, because I would go for it, and I would go for it any other time. It doesn't matter. I'm going for it. It doesn't matter.
In that part of the red zone,
I would go for it again.
4th and 3, you do.
I'm going for it yet again. The routes that we ran, the receivers that we got, the tight end, they were all open. We just didn't get the penalty. Let's not even talk about the penalty on the pass interference, but there was also a good face mask. Clearly, I could find the picture if I can, but it was not called.
That would have went to the house, Phillip. Would have went to the house.
So, the face mask
that's
there,
but that's your game-winning touchdown, Phillip.
On that same exact play as the Kyle Pitts pass interference, there was a hands to the face mask. Literally, I'll have to find the picture. I have it literally on my phone, but it was on that same exact play that wasn't also called. And I'm not trying to say it's all on officiating, but when it's noticeable like this and you're staring at it, what are you doing?
Right behind Kyle Pitts in the end zone, standing by
That
the field goal.
you have your back judge watching the face mask literally happen in front of you as well.
Did you see the referee's response after the game?
No, I didn't. I didn't even care.
They interviewed the refs, and he said that at the moment it was an inaction game decision flag, and from their point of view, they did not see the hold. The guy's back's towards the damn end zone. What do you mean, brother? Philip, continue on, dude.
But yeah, you know what I mean? I'm going for it. Doesn't matter. I'm going for it today, tomorrow, the next day, and then days to come. It doesn't matter. I'm going for it. They ran the routes. They were open. I don't see why not to go for it. You know what I mean? That's literally a game-changing play, and that would have happened, and it should have happened. Either way,
yeah,
I'm going for it.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm telling you, because we come back and stop them on that drive again. That tells me we had a lot of fight left in us.
Yeah.
It just got
defense goes out there and makes.
They stop, man. A good stop, good coverage, everything, man, and you know. But, you know what I'm saying? It just
Falcon fans, we're going to get to our news and updates on injury reports here in just a minute. Mr. Wallace Smith said, and sometimes we have to go through failures to get where we want to go. And they're going to learn this and better going forward. Absolutely. You've seen it after the Steelers game, man. Mm-hmm. You went to a hostile environment, a team that just put up 30. It was either 30 or 40-something points in their week one, grand opening down in Germany or wherever it was at. And then they come home and get not spanked, but the Atlanta Falcons go out there that last drive and make a statement in Philly.
No, we brought BTA that last drive.
And then really, if you look at the opening drive here in week 3, it was almost like, okay, they still have a fire lit up under them from that last 2-minute drive. Kirk Cousins goes down the field, nice play calling, and then you score a touchdown with no other than Drake London, a guy that's seen the end zone twice here already in week 3. So, I mean, I think this offense can be great. I think the only thing that's going to hurt us, guys, and this is where the injury report comes in, Dolman is out for at least 4 weeks. He has been listed today on IR. Falcons bring back familiar faces in Elijah Wilkerson, the guy that can play guard or tackle. Guys, Elijah Wilkerson was a very good tackle for us, guys. In 2022, I think it was, or 2020, one of these recent years. So I think this is a guy that's going to fill in and give Storm Norton some competition there. And I think Elijah Wilkerson could be a nice one to fill in for this O-line. And then you bring back Matt Hennessy, former draft pick of the Atlanta Falcons, center. Never quite figured it out here in Atlanta, but did do fairly decent some starts here in Atlanta.
But let's be honest, this is Arthur Smith that he was under too at this time, and it was a Dan Quinn, and I didn't forget Jackass's name, but the old GM, Jackass. Anyway, that was their guy. Who's to say he can't fit here with Raheem? You know what I mean?
That's true.
Look at Mike Hughes.
I'm telling you. Hey, man. And I told y'all
a whole totally different ball player this year from last year.
And this is what I'm saying. Remember before
and
the
a
game,
guy that's to me that don't quite fit in this system yet, and Falcon fans are going to get mad at me for saying this, but D. Alfred, you have got to pick it up, my dude. You have got to play better right there, D. If you're going to play that nickel, that whatever you want to call that position, if you're going to play that spot, dude, when you got matchups like you had Sunday, you've got to stay with that, man. And if you can't handle it, pass it off to Terrell. Give it to somebody that can handle that, because I don't think D. Alfred should ever pair up against the number one receiver. Can we agree Rice is his number one receiver?
That cut in, it's breaking down that play where they scored that final touchdown. Really what sealed it in was he was supposed to pick up the next man. He didn't pick him up, and boom, then he just lets him outrun him on through this, like as we say to our boys out there in Rick, hit your, sideline, and then there you go. That's what happened. He beat him on the outside and took it in, and D just wasn't ready for that, I guess. I don't know.
well said. But now it's time to put the Chiefs game behind us and get ready for them Aints, in which I think is a must-win game, and not lose a third home game. Absolutely, you've lost 2 home games now. You've won 1 on the road. You want to come out week 4 2-2, and absolutely it's a must-win game. It's the NFC South rival. Every NFC South rival to me is a must game, and you got to beat the Saints. You've got to
with them.
You've got to let them come home and beat them. Like, they're coming to your house. You've got to take the W. I mean, it puts you right there in first with NFC South three-way tie, unless obviously the Bucs don't have a division win yet, do they? No.
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 Who did the Panthers play week 1? The Saints. That's right,
Yep.
the Saints. So I mean, you win Sunday, guys, and all is well. All is well. You're back on top of the NFC South with the Saints because now you both have a divisional win. And you have the up on the Saints because you beat the Saints.
Right.
Yep.
So, Falcon fans, put this week 3 away. Your team showed you that you can battle with the reigning Super Bowl champs that are currently undefeated.
Put everyone on notice.
They've been bailed out of every single game they played this year, but that's besides the point.
Yep.
The Atlanta Falcons were facing a dethronement, and we were just 1-2 plays behind from doing it. But your team showed they can compete with anybody, and I think you have a playoff team here with these Atlanta Falcons. If you're watching DFU right now, man, comment. Let me know where you're tuning in at. Let me know where you watch the Dirty Birds every Sunday. Hit that like button. We talking Falcon football here. If you're viewing in after the live podcast, leave a comment so we can chat with you here on the podcast. Philip, Cody, Robert, you have a big task at hand come Sunday. Cody, we'll start with you. And obviously, if anything comes back up about this last week, because we have another podcast Friday breaking down the Saints. So if anything in your mind that you want to speak of about the Chiefs game, please go ahead and do it. But Sunday, you have a big task. And just so happens their center is out as well. Possibly season-ending injury
along with a suspension this week and a fine on their defense.
Who's the suspension? Do you know?
I don't know. It's one of their safeties or linebackers. I don't know. They targeting Devontae Smith, which is so disrespectful. Like, it was awful. I ain't gonna
Was
lie
that the guy that spit on him? Is he the
I
one?
believe so.
I heard about
I believe
that.
so.
I'll
Cody,
say,
And then there was
Nicola.
another one after he's unconscious, already down. Calls. I tweeted about it. Just runs in and just headbutts him with his helmet on. Bro's already unconscious. It's just bring that to Atlanta. You gonna get dealt with, brother. I promise you.
Hey, I can agree with you, Philip, because Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons, man, they bring a whole different attitude to this defense.
Like, yeah, it's different. You gonna get dealt with real quick.
Cody, week 4 matchup in the bins. New Orleans comes to Atlanta. You got to get this dub. You're back on top if you win Sunday. You're 2-2, looking nice here after week 4. Cody, how do you do it, man? As I said, their center is out, possibly for the season. Eddie, Grady, Mr. Anamata, I need to hear something. Cody,
Shoot on.
yeah, no, I was gonna say the key to this one is absolutely going to be our defense coming in and just absolutely punching the Saints in the mouth, man. This game, there's no way to sit here and predict this game because it's a rivalry game. I don't care what anybody says. I know the Bears. I know the Bears and Packers are the oldest. I know the Cowboys and Eagles are ugly, but when it comes down to this rivalry, man, it's not just Falcon Saints. It's Atlanta, New Orleans. It's our chicken versus their chicken. It's Popeyes. It's Chick-fil-A. It's all of it. So Falcon fans, I know people love the Popeyes. Stay off of it this week, man. Don't give them a damn dime in any way, shape, or fashion. But what we have to do is we have to come out and be physical with them. Put Derek Carr on his butt. I know he looked like Patrick Mahomes and or not Jerry Rice, but he looked like Joe Montana the first 2 weeks. But look at what happens when the Saints face a really good defense. And we're better than the Eagles on defense, I think. I feel like our defense is maybe not a ton better, but we've got a step. Obviously we beat the Eagles, and there's a reason why. It was because our defense showed up. Now, so be physical with them. Keep Derek Carr's ass on the sideline. Put his butt on the ground, man. That's what it's going to be. And again, it's going to come down Falcon fans, be loud, be there, be ready, be excited, be like you were this Sunday against the Chiefs, because it matters. This one, it matters big time for the fans and for the energy that we bring to the team, man. They feed off of that stuff. So again, be physical. It's always ugly, man. I wish I could sit here and tell you this is what it's going to take. This is what it's going to take. But when it's division and it's Saints Falcons, everything is out the window. So you're just going to have to be out physical them. You're going to have to outscore them, and you're definitely just going to have to play clean. Now, luckily, we don't have the referees, quite as favorable for the Saints as they are for the Chiefs. So, but still got to play clean, man. But, if they get rough and ugly like they did against Philadelphia, and they pull that crap, I want Grady Jarrett. This is the one game I'm okay with. If you throw a punch and you get a penalty, I'm not upset. This is the one game. That's all I'm saying. That's exactly it. Send a message to these punks that you're in Atlanta and you're not coming in here, and we're still Big Brother. Y'all have a losing record against us. I would say we're still Big Brother, or we may be tied. I can't remember now, but we're still Big Brother. We run the South. Y'all have to come through us, as far as I'm concerned. So be physical. Let Kirk cook. But like I say, again, physical game. Physical game is what I want to see.
Absolutely. Mr. Robert, before we get to you, Falcon Fan Forever is in the chat going off. So, yes, we got to beat the Saints and win these next 2 division games. Says, thanks for the great show. You guys do a great job. Falcon Fan Forever, man, we appreciate that 100%. That means a lot coming from a viewer here of the podcast, man. We appreciate that. Wallace Smith in the chat said, and we're going to have to slow down the H running game because they like to run a lot of play action plays. They're going to have to not let them get big explosive plays. This is where Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates come to action. Mm-hmm. This is where the deep ball is not existence in Atlanta, because I think Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons should have that back end locked down Sunday. But absolutely, they have. I mean, he is a decent back. Kamara is a decent back in the NFL. Has yet to reach 1,000-yard season, but neither has Bijan. So Bijan's getting it this year. Damn it, it's going to happen this year. But anyway, Mr. Robert. Falcons versus Saints, man. Big divisional game. Obviously, as Cody said, it's never a pretty game when it comes to an NFC South rival game. Robert, how do you get the success, the victory, and how do you get these Falcon fans back, in their seats? I mean, obviously they were in their seats, but that rejuvenated. Like, how do you get this dub here against your biggest rival team that you have?
I agree with Cody. We've got to be physical. We've got to win this game in the trenches on both sides of the ball. We've been getting it handed to us as far as time of possession these first 3 games. We got to keep Derek Carr and that offense off the field. And, Chase, like you said, we've got Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates, possibly the best safety duo in the league. Mm-hmm. If the Saints come in and, they want to get dirty with us, we got to get dirty with them. Last year was only the second time we've defended the Benz against the Saints since it opened.
Yep.
We need this victory to get the fans back behind this team.
Robert, second time. That's only the second time we beat them in the Benz.
Right. That's the first time since 17. We beat them in 17.
You said that. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. But, we 18, 19, we went 4 or 5 years without, beating them at home. We need this victory. And, it's, the fans showed up against the Chiefs, and, if they show up against, our most hated division rival and we come away with this win, we're going to be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking on fans, the New Orleans Saints, they travel pretty well in numbers as well. They have a couple clubs there in New Orleans that they travel down with on buses and stuff. So Falcon fans, get in your seats, man, and quit selling these seats on Vivid for $150, and I may pop up at a game, man. Come on. If you're going to sell the seats, sell them a little cheaper to a Falcon fan, damn it. Philip, Saints versus Falcons, brother. Week 4 in the Benz. You got a big matchup. You got a big game that I say is a must-win. Philip, must-win game here. Do we agree?
No, it's a must-win game, and I'll tell you why.
Talk to me.
We take this game, we sitting at 2-2, along with the Saints as well, which already has a division win behind them, which is against the easiest team in this division, which they think just because they got Andy Dalton that they're saved. Okay, buddy, calm down. It's just the Las Vegas Raiders. But anyway, we take this game. We're there. We're tied with them, record-wise and division-wise. 2-2, 1-0. Well, actually, that'll be 1-1. We'll take it. Actually, Sounds good. But anyway, like the question is, what are we gonna be? What's our success to winning?
Yeah.
I think we keep the game clean. You know what I mean? One main thing on the defense, we got to keep the ball away from Chris Olave. We have to lock him down, and it can be done, but hasn't been shown so far this year. But we could be the first to do it. We have good safety duo in the back. We have AJ Terrell. Alongside with them, we have Mike Hughes, who has stepped up tremendously. That's looking good to me, and I think that's who you place on Chris Olave right now, just to see how he does. If it don't work out, then you switch. You know what I mean? Offensive wise, still the same game plan to me. We run what we've been doing. You drive it down their throats, beat them down. I feel like we can take their defense. I'm not worried about.
What'd you say? Throat. What'd you say about throats?
We're gonna beat it down the throat. You heard me. Beat it down the throat. Okay.
What that man say?
Bro, so sus, bro. Oh, he's ruining that. Ruins a perfect.
Go ahead, bro.
Ruins a perfect moment.
You vibing, bro. You killing it.
You ruined a perfect moment. But we're gonna run it down your throat, bro. All right, we're just gonna put that to the side. All right, shut up. And then you know what? Just go on, bro. You ruined it.
Nah, man. I'm just messing with Philip, man. Shout out to all the Falcon fans that tuning in. I agree with every one of you guys. You got to stay physical from the start. You got to have a tough physical game. And you got to be able to move the ball, man. I don't want to see the offense stall out like they did. Guys, we talked about it the night of the game. I hit the group chat up. I said the offense has stalled hard. And this is truth because you had nothing in the third quarter. You were non-existent until 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You went through that same stunt against the Philadelphia Eagles, sort of, not really, but a little, when you play the Eagles in week 2. You come out week 3, you look really good that opening drive. You give us some fun that the first 2 quarters. You're looking good because the Chiefs didn't take the lead till right after halftime. So I think if you can continue whatever success you're finding in the first quarter, the key to it is adjustment. Even when things are going good, you're still going to have to adjust a little because you have a defense that's going to adjust to what you're doing. So I think as early first-time offense coordinators, not first-time head coach because first-time actual head coach here in Atlanta, Raheem Morris, and then you have a Jimmy Lake. It's all new, and it's all going to come as the season progresses, and you've made it through that rough stunt. So I think Sunday, man, is a big, big task because that game holds so much. This is the most important game you played all season. And these players in his locker room know this as well. Every guy in that locker room knows that. And Kirk said as soon as the game was over with, he looks forward to the challenge ahead starting now. Like, as soon as the game was over, he said, I'm ready for the challenge. Because these players know what the NFC South win means. So I think you see a team that's hungry. They go out there. You put up some sacks on Derek Carr. You're finally playing against a pocket passer. You got your first game against a pocket passer here now.
Better beat his ass up.
And you need to get there and get there fast. And I want to blame the reason why the Falcons only have 3 sacks on the season is because we played good quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. We have. Other than the first week, you played Justin Fields. You contained him, though. You didn't give up those. And that's where a lot of your sacks came from was week 1. You had 2 sacks on Justin Fields.
Yep.
So you play Jalen Hurts, a good quarterback. You play Patrick Mahomes, a good quarterback. Guys that have real good pocket awareness. So that's why I want to blame the Falcons only having 3 sacks. Falcon fans that are negative all the time, I'm sure you're going to see this and say I'm just a delusional Falcon fan. but that's what I truly believe. And I think this team can be a very good team under these, young offense coordinators, young defense coordinator. I think this team could be special this year. I really do. And I think it starts Sunday. To me, it just looks like, I don't know, man. I continue going back to the 2016 season, and I continue doing that because everything just seems to fall in line, man. If you look back, we played the Denver Broncos. We barely beat the Denver Broncos that season. We had that deep ball pass to, I think it was Austin Hooper at the time, or whoever it was.
That was Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah, it was Chicago. So you had that tough game with Chicago. You had a tough game with the Eagles. You got the dub. Then I don't know for sure if they lost or not. I have to look that up. But it just falls similar to me. And I think week 5 is where it starts.
We were like 4-2 at the time.
And you see a team that just takes off. And I think that's how this team looks, is you're going to build chemistry up into a point to where it's like Grady said, man, like you see what this team can be. Like you're already seeing the greatness in what we've done in 3 weeks, but it can only go up from here. Like it can only be better. Shout out to Dave in the chat, said, good evening, fellas. Shout out to you, Dave. Hit that like button. Falcon fans, we're talking Falcon football. Before we get out of here and give our shout outs, man, I want to run through the stats of Chiefs versus Falcons. I forgot to do that earlier. So we're going to run through the stats real quick. Tyler Algier, 7 carries for 32 yards. Bijan Robinson, 16 carries for 31 yards, averaging 1.9. Tyler Algier averaging 4.6. Let me remind you, this is against a team that supposedly had one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. Philip, we talked about it on the Facebook Live before the game. And you failed to do that. You rushed Bijan 16 times for an average of 1.9, 1 touchdown for 31 yards. A guy that has carried the rock all the way up to this point here. His first tough game, I guess you could say. Still look nice. Still Bijan Robinson. Still does what he does. Ray McLeod, 1 carry, 20 yards on the receiver end around. Pretty nice play. I liked it. That's where the face mask comes in play, because if there was no face mask, it was a touchdown.
Yep.
Receiving, Drake London goes off with 6 receptions, 67 yards. That man, Darnell Mooney, with 8 catches, 66 yards. Kyle Pitts, 2 for 59. Kyle Pitts went stupid on the go route. Bijan Robinson, 2 for 21. Ray McLeod, 2 for 17. Drake London with 6 catches, 67 yards, averaging 11.2 with 1 touchdown. It's pretty nice. Yep. If I can get a couple more yards, a couple more targets towards Drake London, a lot of people, everybody's calling him Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts. I get it. It's contract season. I get it. But if Drake London can be that receiver one that the Atlanta Falcons need him to be, and I think he's doing a nice job at it from what he's, his years in the NFL. I think he's done a really, really nice job with the quarterbacks that he's had. Now he has a quarterback. Now's the time to show that you're that receiver one. Now's the time to put up the 1K, the 12 touchdowns. That may be a little of a high number, but show good stats this season. And so far, Drake London's been nothing but a killer out there on that football field. So we'll talk a little bit about, let's go to team stats. We'll talk about time of possession. Total yards, the Chiefs had 345. We had 311. Passing yards, they had 217. We beat Patty Mahomes in the passing game with 229. Rushing yards, this is where they got us, guys. They ran the ball down our throat with 128 rushing yards.
What a guy,
we had
alligators.
82. His first NFL start, Philip.
Bro has we got run over by a dude that looks like Thor that has an alligator as a pet, man.
Where is Rook Rohu? How is his name? Where's he at, man? Why have we not seen Rook?
But my question is, brother, I got a better one for you, brother. Why is Arnold Ebiketie still out there?
Why ain't Zach Harrison out there?
Bro, that is my question. Why is he not there, but Arnold Ebiketie's there? At least he knows how to rap when he touches a quarterback.
I'm a big fan of Zach Harrison, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a big fan of him, but you've seen the progression from last year. Now, you do have a new head coach, but you've seen what he could do. You've seen it in preseason, and you played him a couple of snaps this season, man. I think Zach Harrison is better than Arnold Ebiketie. I truly do.
size.
I think
looks
Arnold
better,
should.
too.
I think Zach should get the reps over Arnold Arquette. And Lorenzo Carter has been sleep all season. Where's Lorenzo Carter been on the field? And he's getting playing time. I don't know.
This is where I miss a good rookie in Braylon Trice.
What about Bertrand, man? I mean, Anderson played
Bertrand
better. And I will say, whoever locked down Travis Kelce, thank you. You
JB
did your job.
through.
You did your job, sir.
That
Props
was
to you because Travis
was Jesse
Kelce was
Bates.
unheard of.
just thanks. Hats off to you, brother.
Well, it's because Raheem wants to play all D-line veterans right now. Okay, I get it, but he said that he was being outplayed by vets. He was in a very good class defensive lineman right now that he was being outplayed. But you have 3 sacks on the season, Wallace. And then they just rushed for 128 yards Sunday. Something's not jiving there. Can we just see him? Can we see what we drafted in the second round? That's what I ask as a Falcon fan. I just want to see what he can be because I think Rook is going to be something special. And I may be shooting for the stars here, but to me, it's another Grady. And I want to see what he can be here in
That's
Atlanta.
why you went and grabbed him. He's literally a copy and paste, really. It's just he's got bigger height and certain things like that than what Grady does.
And his sack numbers in college weren't what reporters
But he
want.
caused the sacks, though, is the point. That's putting pressure is what caused sacks for them there. That's all you need. As a guy like him, that's all you need.
Hey, if Harrison was on the field, I didn't see him. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't see him because I was outraged about how much time Patrick Mahomes had in the pocket. That O-line protected Patty his outfit was clean after the game. First downs, they had 22 to our 19. Third down efficiency, they were 6 for 14. This is where we've got to get better on offense. 2 for 9. 2 for 9. That is terrible. And now I guarantee you half of those are from the third quarter because you had so many 3-and-outs.
Yep.
Fourth down efficiency, they were 1 for 1. We were 1 for 3. Total plays, they had 72 total plays to our 56. That's crazy. Sacks allowed. We allowed 2 sacks. They give up none. That's expected with a new center and a new tackle in a game.
Put me in, coach.
We had 3 punts. They had 3 punts. They come out on the better end here, or we come out on the better end. They had 6 penalties for 61. We had 6 for 44. Still missed a critical penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Fumbles lost 0 for both teams. Interceptions thrown 1 for each team. And Kirk's was a hit, a rough. I mean, he had a guy right in his face. Time of possession, Cody, 34-57 the Chiefs, 25-03 for the Falcons. So damn near double.
Yep. Can't have it, man. You just you can't have that. And it's, a lot of people are going to be like, well, the defense. No, man. The problem is our 3-and-outs, man. That is something you have absolutely got to clean up. That was something that John Freaky said you have to keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. It was something we couldn't do again. It kills me, man, that, you get something going and it's, thank God this time it wasn't penalties, it wasn't false start. Well, it just
Hands to the face.
You have to clean that up. You cannot go 3-and-out after starting a drive. That one where we get out there, go get the first down, and then it's 3-and-out immediately. You cannot do that. Again, I know this offense is trying to find – I think this offense is still trying to find who they are. But at this point, getting into week 4, you've got to start putting that kind of stuff together, man. You cannot – what was it? 2 for 9 on third down. That's unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. That's what this defense is great. Don't get me wrong, and I think they can run with anybody, but they're gonna get tired doing that. That's not a recipe for success at all. Because as we get down the line, as we get into week 10, 11, 12, 15, your defense will get tired. They're going to get banged up. They're going to get. It's going to affect your defense at some point. if you don't start pushing drives further than 4, what was it? I think it was 3 plays and we got the first down, and then it's 3 out. You can't have 6-play drives in 3 or 4 minutes, in 3 minutes. Your defense is going to wear out, and I think that's kind of one of the things that showed up right there as the third quarter, man, was just our offense, stalls out, and our defense is going into locker room tired, and they're coming back out, and they're going, crap, here we go again. Because, because Kansas City deferred, hits the defense right back out there. After they had got the stop to go in, after they had stopped and went into halftime. And it's just like, I know 15 people are like, well, they're athletes and, 15 minutes, should be enough time. It's not, man. I would say
that's a lot of physical activity.
It's like getting, especially for that front four, man, it's like getting into a car crash. That's the scientific equivalent playing offensive defensive line. It's like getting into a car crash at 25 miles an hour every single play because you come and you pop every play. It will eventually affect your defense. So I still have faith that the offense can figure that out. I think Raheem said it best. It's stuff that you can clean up. It's stuff that you can work on and get better, but you've got to do it quick, and it's got to start this week.
Absolutely. Cody, spitting the facts, man. Falcon fans, we have reached our hour mark here on the live podcast. Episode 95 is in the books, man. We're going to bring y'all some special guests here very soon. Episode 100, expect a couple of special guests. We're going to probably have a whole panel here on the episode 100. It'll be Philip, I want to make it episode 100. I want to make it like a every podcaster that's helped us along the way, every podcast that's shown DFU love and has
DFU
gave us
number one special.
Yeah, I mean, just something to give back to people that's helped us throughout the way. Episode 100, man. It's 5 episodes away, man. So probably not even quite 2 weeks away, 2-3 weeks away. Episode 100 will be in the book. So you do two a week. So racking it up, man. Racking up. It's crazy to think we're almost at episode 100, man. But like I said, without you Falcon fans here in the chat, it's like Wallace Smith, EQRC, Cheats Gammon, Dave, all the Falcon fan forever. All these Falcon fans here in the chat, man. Without you guys, there would not be a podcast. So we greatly appreciate you fellas and gals, whoever's tuning in. That's the South coming out in, man. Falcon fans, hit that like button. Leave a comment. Hit that subscribe, man. It's Dirty Fanatics United. Shout-outs for tonight, Mr. Cody. Then we'll rotate to Philip and Robert.
Yeah, no, shout-out to y'all coming on and doing this on a Tuesday night. Love talking dirty with football. No matter win, loss, draw, whatever it may be, love coming on and doing this with you fellas. Shout-out to everybody that, continues to watch and, sharing this with other Falcon fans, man. Like you just said, Chase, without them, there is no us. And, shout out to people that have helped DFU get this far, man. Let's say I've enjoyed every moment that I've been a part of this, and I hope this goes on for a long time, boys. I hope we're all sitting in the same nursing home one day, 90 years old, sitting here talking about our birds. But shout out to Arthur Blank too, man. I don't know if the video got to y'all about the induction ceremony, but shout out to Arthur Blank, man. Totally deserved to be in the Ring of Honor. The things that he's done, not only for us as fans, not only things that he's done for the Falcons team, but just things that he's done for the city of Atlanta. You want to talk about a gentleman that, knows, man, it was just special to see is the only way I can put it. So shout out to Arthur Blank for, one of the most amazing things I saw, I think, over his time, giving money to the city of Atlanta. I think it was like $1.5 billion. So shout out to Arthur Blank for loving the city, loving his fans. It was, the hot dogs were great. So thank you for that, Mr. Blank.
Glizzy.
That's right. I had 6. I know you were only supposed to have 2. I had 6, but they were free. So what can you do? Love the souvenir cup. I'll cherish that forever. It was never going to go in the dishwasher or cleaned it out. I promise, but it's going on a shelf. But so shout out to him. Shout out to the fans of DFU. Shout out to the Falcons. You boys are putting in work. We're behind you. We support you. Win, loss, win or loss. Or draw. I would say. But you know what, guys? This is hate week. So I'm going to refrain from using the F word here. But the Saints.
I've been thinking about bringing a Saints fan on Friday so we can just bash him the whole show.
That works for me. I'm happy to do that. I got a lot, but so
that boy won't make it.
Absolutely. So so in closing, fuck New Orleans, fuck the Saints, fuck your city. This is Atlanta. We're coming. Get ready to come in here and get your asses kicked. Fuck New Orleans.
And Popeyes. We don't care about your chicken.
That's right. Your chicken's trash.
Phillips, Mr. Avitz, fire shirt on. Phillips, show on the back one more time, man, on the solo layout real quick. Show on the shirt on the solo layout, baby. DFU merch, baby.
Dirty
Get out of
Yes,
here.
sir. Baby.
Love it.
That's clean. It's nice to see my designs on shirts. So, shout out for the shirt.
Shout out, brother.
Shout out to God, man, for making us here. I didn't think I would. I thought I was gonna have a stroke the other night because I was just so pissed. The way it happened, I couldn't. My adrenaline just wouldn't calm down. So I'm doing good now. I'm feeling good. So shout out to God, man. He's got us here. Started out this good little week. Shout out y'all for being here. And shout out y'all for having the patience on me to get here tonight. I'm not normally this late, but it is what it is. But shout out to them Dirty Birds. We're gonna come out this Sunday. We're gonna make a big win, and that's not a prediction. That is a spoiler, so don't get it twisted. Shout out to Arthur Blank, man. Like Cody said, he does it big for us, man, and it's good to see him finally get his flowers and show our appreciation to him. So because what other owner is doing what he does for this city, this team, and the fans, really? He's just doing it big, man. But, again, we're going to get back at it this Sunday. It's a new week. It's time to take control. It's war. And y'all already know, baby, rise up.
Absolutely. Mr. Philla, a.k.a. Avitz. Hopefully to have the Avitz Avenue coming at you live Sunday after the game. We always do it after the Doves, man. So looking forward to that. Mr. Robert, shout outs for tonight, brother. Glad to have you here.
Shout out to you guys for letting me be a part of this. It means a lot to me. Shout out to all the Falcon fans out there. Shout out to everyone that tunes in and supports us. Shout out to the big guy upstairs. Without him, nothing's possible. And special shout out to Brianna, Peyton, and Christy. Love you guys. Rise up.
Rise up, man. You guys always get the solo screen, so I want to feel special. Solo screen it is, man. Shout out to all the Falcon fans that tune in tonight, man. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to all the people that left comments, all the new subscribers. Shout out to my co-host, man. I be sitting here talking to a computer screen, and I'm not that special, that talented, I should say, to do so. So shout out to my co-host. Glad to have him here on the podcast. Shout out to the wife, man. Always doing a 24/7 job, taking care of the babies. Shout out to the Falcons, man. The Falcons doing it big here. You come away 2-2 after week 4, man. You're looking nice. You're sitting at the top of the NFC South. I want to give a shout out once again to, like I said, our viewers. If you catch this show afterwards, man, leave a comment so we can chat Falcon football with you, man. As always, Falcons by 50. Rise up. It's your boys from Dirty Fanatics United. Let me find the ad.
A spoiler. A spoiler, not a prediction.
Rise up. A-Town down, baby. We out here.